So this is a video on replacing a motherboard in a Samsung Galaxy S3. Long story short, I'm trying to put a phone on Ting, and I made a mistake initially, bought one phone on eBay. It's a Boost mobile phone and does not have the ability to be transferred over to Ting, even if you flash the firmware to something totally different. They keep register of all of the Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile IEI numbers, and those deck numbers and all those. So if you try to activate it on Ting, they look it up in a database and they'll say, nope, sorry, you can't bring the phone. Apparently Sprint owns part of Boost and Virgin Mobile, so it's not in their best interest to allow you to move the phone from their prepaid services to someone else's. So the only phone that you can move over would be the Samsung Sprint specific phone. So I went on eBay, I got a Samsung Sprint specific phone, as you can see here, and I had an immediate problem with the charging port, so I tried to have it fixed by a local company who said that they tried and they couldn't fix it. They soldered on a new connector and everything, and it just didn't work. So I thought, here I am spending $250 dead in the water, and I decided, you know what, let me just look up motherboards. So I went on eBay, and lo and behold, there's someone selling brand new motherboards. I guess there were devices where maybe the screen cracked, or maybe they're just a retailer that has these phones, but they're tested, they're clean. It's not like it was a bootleg off of somebody that got their phone stolen or anything. So here we go. So basically, first thing you got to do is you got to take off the top part of the thing here. You got to hit that little lip there. Just run all the way around the case. Take out the battery. Alright, and here's the phone. So this sticker obviously isn't going to mean crap anymore, because the deck and the hex number are going to completely change, and this motherboard's shot anyway. So there we go. So what you have is, and let's see if I can get a little more light over here. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Maybe I'll just shift a little bit this way. Alright, is you have a screw here, here, and here. So you got to take all those screws out. So just do that really quick, just using a Phillips screwdriver. And hopefully, if I figure out how to speed up the video in the editing software, you guys won't have to sit through 5 minutes of me taking screws out. And some of these just want to fight. And the screws are all the same size, so you don't have to worry about mixing the screws or anything like that. Alright, la-di-da. I was actually surprised at how easy it is to take this thing apart and what the motherboard looked like. Out of there. Just a couple more. There you go, all of those, and now that one problem child screw. Get a fingernail up underneath there. There we go. And all the screws are out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you want to make sure you got 10 screws when you're done. Alright, so if you try and come over here, you're like, oh, this is impossible, I can't get this thing off. So basically you just go on this side. This side comes off really easy. And then you just go all the way around until the thing pops off. Boom, done. Set that aside. So as you can see here, the motherboard being replaced is that right there. It's like a perfect fit, just boom, right over top of the thing there. So, but because of this extra little piece at the top here, you can see that's actually up underneath that other plastic. So you got to get that one off too. So this part you just got to be a little careful with, because this is where your camera is, obviously. And let's see if I can get this out of there. Yeah, I think I can get up underneath here. And luckily I'm not worried about messing up the motherboard, because it's already messed up. But I don't want to break the plastic, because that's got to go back on. There we go. Alright, so I essentially just lifted up underneath this piece right here, and that came up, and then the rest of it just pried up right after that. So you can also see there's a little connector here, which is for the mic or the speaker. So that just disconnected from right here. And that's the next part. Is you got a few of these connectors that you got to disconnect. So there's that one. There's this one here. There's this one here for the antenna. And I think that's it. One. Okay, yeah, there's two up here. There's this black one, there's this one, there was the one that already popped off, and then this one here, and then that one. So 5 total. So basically just, you know, there's one popped off. This one here is like a snap. So just essentially grab it with your finger and pull that thing off. And then, as you can see, it hooks around the motherboard. So just, you know, pull that out of there so it's not in the way. Okay, then you got another one here. So you just pull that one up. Like that. And that last one. There you go. And looks like the repair guys didn't put it back in, but normally there's a screw right there that holds this thing down, so they forgot to put that screw in. So shame on them. So, alright, so there you go. So motherboard's out. Next, take a replacement motherboard, and something you'll see here is that where the camera goes, it's kind of like some molded plastic. So you just want to make the camera part fit in the molded plastic as you lay everything down. And of course, get everything underneath the clips that or the plugs that you got to plug back in. So hold this down low so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, make sure the camera gets in there. I'm going to make sure I get the little antenna out of the way there. Alright. And then snap this thing on. Alright, so that one snapped, and then you push this one back on. Alright, that one's back on. And you do the same thing here. Luckily these things all line up nicely. Then you do the same thing with that other top one right there. Alright, and then there's going to be one more that you got to hook up, but it looks like the camera's out a little bit, so I got to straighten that. And then just taking a quick look at the lens. The lens looks alright. I don't think I touched that lens, but just in case, got a microfiber cloth here. Let me just do a little easy wipe. Blow it off. Make sure there's no dust on that thing. Looks alright. Alright, and now you just put the top piece back on. It's easier to hook it in through the top because that's where the earphone thing is. And then everything else just kind of lay down nice. Alright, so see there's a little snap there. And then, again, don't forget to push Don't forget to push that thing back down. Otherwise, you won't have your microphone or your speaker working. Alright, so that's all on there. That's snapped down. That's on there, that's on there. Alright, and now you just put this cover back over top, and since now you won't be able to see my MIEI numbers and stuff, I'm actually going to pull that off out of the view of the camera, of course. Alright, actually I just realized that I had to peel that sticker off and put it up here. Otherwise, when I put this plastic case on, when I go to set this thing up on Ting, I need that number, so I wouldn't be able to see it. So, duh. Alright, so anyway, so now this is down. It's all in place. Everything's down. I'm still a little upset they didn't give me my screw back, but as you can see, these little screw holes here will get held down when you put this on. So, I guess that's why they felt that it wasn't something that, necessary. Alright, so now I will put this part back on. This part's pretty easy. You just, oh, and wait, one more thing. Check the underside of that camera lens there. Make sure there's no gunk on it, because that would also be bad. So I have another micro cloth here. Just make sure I get in that little window. And wipe the top of that one. Alright, so lay that thing down. Push everything down around the edges. You hear it snap in a few spots there. And there we have it. So now I'm going to put the screws back in. And again, you know, if I manage to figure this out on the editing software, I'll speed this part up. Or you can just jump ahead in the video. Okay, yeah, so I gotta move these off the cloth. That's not helping. Also doesn't help that I just cut my fingernails a little while ago. So, trying to grab these screws is a little difficult. I'm sure everybody wants to know my fingernail cutting habits. Alright, there's another one. I'm also recording this video with my Samsung Galaxy S3 phone that I've had for probably the past 5 years. Haven't even had a single problem with it. Yet, you know, all of a sudden these other phones just have all kinds of issues. I had it on Sprint, and then I also rooted the phone and went through multiple different ROMs, just testing things out. And I settled on a ROM called Wicked because it seems to be the best one so far. I tried moving this thing up to Lollipop, but the APN numbers or settings won't stick for Ting for some reason. I tried multiple Lollipop ROMs and not a single one of them would allow me to do it. So I backed off to KitKat, and because there's no patches that work properly yet for that stage fright thing, I had to go and turn off all the MMS automatic download settings for all of my apps. So, but alright, 2 more screws, guys, just 2 more. We are almost there. Alright, and last one. Oh, and yeah, so what made me realize that something was wrong with this thing was that as soon as I got it, I plug in the charger, and you get a little battery screen, like with the device turned off, you get a little battery screen that just showed a battery and a little can't detect battery sign. So I tried a different battery, I tried multiple adapters, and none of them worked, so then I just kind of figured it's got to be that charging port. So then I tried to get it fixed locally, thinking they could just replace that port, and that didn't work. So then I went and decided to check for the motherboard. So, alright, so now I'm going to take this thing off because I'm putting the battery in, and again, off camera. Alright, so the battery's back in, and I'll put this back on here. And instead of turning the phone on, I just want to take a quick look when I plug in the adapter to see if I'm still getting that crazy battery message, or if it's actually working now. So give me just a second so I can hook up. There we go. There we go. Got this really long plug, so let's see. Here we go. See if it shows the battery. Alright, good. See if it gets beyond that. And see, last time, about now, it would vibrate and it would show me a battery that was not charging. It had a little icon on it that looked like one of those little triangular, no, we can't find something. So this is actually working. So awesome on that. And now let me turn that off, or unplug it rather. Alright, and then one more thing, just a bonus that I'll add in here for anyone that's actually stuck through watching this thing. One of the reasons I kept the S3 and didn't move up to the S4, S5, S6 is because of the battery from a company called Zero Lemon, which is NFC enabled. As you can see, it's a 7,000 milliamp battery. I'm running my 5-year-old phone with one of these same batteries, and I don't have to plug my phone in for literally 3 days. And I do Facebook and Twitter and all of the other things. And so it was one of the things that I noticed that the S4 and S5, I don't know if Zero Lemon made those, but since this phone is also going to be for my wife, I wanted a phone that was exactly the same so I could figure anything out. So one of the things I'm going to do here, they also include an extended case. So it does make the phone thicker, but I actually kind of like that because it doesn't feel like the phone's so thin it's going to slip out of my hand. I actually got good grip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery out, again off camera here, and then I'll put this one in. So you can see it just goes, snaps right in. And then you just put this right over the top. And if for anyone curious, yeah, it doesn't affect the camera at all. The camera sees right over this lip. So you don't have like a black bar at the bottom of all your pictures. So without putting the backing on, I'm just going to plug this thing in again and make sure that it's seen by the charging. Alright, so it sees the battery, and I just want to see the little charging icon. And there it is. So this thing's worked, a successful fix, and now I can take this phone to Ting. Alright, so I hope you guys got a lot out of this. For anyone that has decided that they don't want to keep buying $800 phones if they're on a prepaid plan, and they want to use some of the older phones, which are still perfectly good because this is a 4G LTE phone. It's not the old WiMAX, it's actually LTE. so you don't have to worry about that. And there you have it. So I hope this helps everybody out. And we've just reached 20 minutes. So thanks for watching. Bye.